Good morning, Little Zion Baptist Church. We're here with Deacon William Seals. He's been a deacon at Little Zion Baptist Church for many years. In fact, he is one of my mentors. But Deacon Seals, we're here today. We want to ask you just a few questions about, how has life been over the last 50 years, 50, 60 years? We know that you've been married for how long? 64 years. Can you kind of talk about, how that's been a challenge over the years, and what good things do you remember about when you got married?
It's so long ago, I don't remember all that. I just loved her enough to go to marriage, to her to marry.
For you to marry? Yeah. So tell me some of the challenges that you face when getting married that long ago and still married. What were some of the challenges that you faced?
Many challenges from time after time. The children sometimes a little hard to do.
What advice would you give anybody about things to expect in marriage, or how to make a marriage last?
Make marriage cooperative together and plan together and work together and let it and we
and put God first.
Well, certainly that's the first thing to do. When I was a child, when I was going to Sunday school, I would if I was sick, if going to the church place, I would cry to go.
And that's some of the things that's missing now with kids.
That's right. And whenever they started old enough to go for themselves, we had to go every time we have to go.
And that's what you notice now. A lot of parents, they leave their kids home in the bed, but y'all didn't do that back then.
My children was not gonna stay home in the bed. Now they're going with me.
Exactly. So, out of all your kids, I know you can't say you love one more than the other, but which one did you kind of just seem like that was the one you had to take care of the most?
Most of the girls, that's
Now you say most of the girls, you ain't got but two.
yeah, two.
Two girls.
Well,
Okay.
they were cooperative and we playing to work together and whenever we did something we had to cooperate and do whatever I asked them to do.
Well, that's good. Well, now that you've been married for 64 years, would you marry her all over again?
No. That's a 64 question.
That's a $64,000 question, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely. I would marry her again.
That's great.
I don't let anything go. I had to go work day and night, really, doing sometimes part-time job and my regular job, and then sometimes I just.
Did you have to take the kids with you to do the job?
No, I never. Well, way up in the later years, I went to some janitorial work, and went to a church, and also I was working with a janitorial service, and I was going along with him, and I was one of the supervisors there with him, and we worked day, and I had later on I got a regular job with the State Department of Mental Health, and I worked there for 30 years. But I still worked at a church at night to do a little work, and then another church. I did another church, and I did that, and did a library church. These are not part-time jobs, just at night, day and night. And the last church I worked to, was a church that
That Lutheran church?
Lutheran church.
Yeah.
And I retired from him and went to my regular job, Department of Mental Health, at night. I mean at day. But I was working at the church at night, doing part-time thing.
Okay.
You know, getting a little more money, and finally, after I retired from the state, for 30 years after I retired from the state penal department, I still worked a little while for the Lutheran church though. And then I later told him that before I did it, I went to the church and told him, well, I enjoyed it. Well, first he wanted me to, it seemed like he wanted me to become a member of his church, a white church.
Yes, you talked about how you work 2 and 3 jobs to, maintain your family. In this generation, you see a lot of fathers who make families, but they run away from the responsibility. What advice or what do you think about those type of men?
They should know to go to the
DSS and get the money
from.
So how can you respect a man that won't take care of his family?
He's just a man that's not worthy to be doing the family.
Well, here it is coming up on Father's Day. One thing that I know that the men's ministry and the Little Zion Baptist Church would like to say is that 64 years of marriage is a great accomplishment, and we just want all of you to know, you and your wife, that y'all have been a great example for the younger couples in the church to follow. And we just thank you for allowing us to come in and be able to talk with you a little while about your experiences being married. We're sitting here with Deacon Isaiah Ellis. So, but what do you think of a man that, will have kids, but he won't take care of them?
Well, it's people like that. They just don't care. That's what it is. I mean, if there ain't nothing but a dog, if you love that dog, you're going to give him the best.
The best that you can give him.
Best, the same thing with a person. If you love them, you're going to give them the best you can give them. And sometimes you do without yourself for your family.
Okay, you came up in a time, in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and how has the quality of man changed over the years from maybe the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s to now you're in the year 2016? How has the quality of man changed?
Well, the way I understand, the way it was with me, the Lord just come be with you. And sometimes you go to the point, I don't know what I'm going to do. I need $20 or something like that. And he'll fix it where you get what you need.
What you need?
Yeah. Sometimes I have to go over there to Willie Jones. He said, well, just got my wife at the hospital, I can't help you now. Or you find somebody, you go till you do find some help.
And then you find the men today, they rather take it than to ask for it, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what would be some of the advice that you would give, let's say like a young couple like me or some of the other young couples in the church on how to make a marriage work?
Well, that's easy. You treat your wife like you want to be treated.
Okay.
That's one of the best ways you can do. Just like maybe she maybe went to town, got a car, load of groceries. Well, you don't go on in the house and sit down and let her bring the groceries. At least At least I didn't.
But see, you don't find, a lot of times men, they want the women to be treated equally, but that's, but God said, or the Bible says that when a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing, right?
Yeah, that's
So
right.
you want to treat your good things with care, what you think?
Yeah.
Who are
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Regina. Regina.
Yeah. So, back probably in the years when you first were married or just throughout your marriage, you know how you wanted your wife to be home and you go out and be that person to bring home the bacon, so to speak.
Yeah, that's right.
But you find today that most men, they would prefer that their wife just go on to work. And they would try to stay home if they can. I mean, I think you need a man supposed to be a man over his own house.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I mean, see the man, he's told the heavy load. He told the whole heavy load.
Because God gave what? God told him, I'm giving you dominion over all of this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes a man has to go out and wait.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get home, they say, Willie Joe wants you to come over there and help him to do so and so, or tell him, give him some information. So I mean, a man mostly, you look for them to stay on the go.
On the go.
Yeah.
I look around and I think about, how so easily we as men allow things to happen, but we didn't see that way back.
No.
Y'all had a strong fist over your house where when you brought your kids to church,
Yeah.
now men would allow to allow their kids to stay home in bed. So what advice would you try to give someone who have kids, a young family man who trying to rear his family up? What would you tell them about the importance of church?
Find something to do during the week. Don't just play ball all day or something like that. It'd be a time that you have the time that you and your friends can get out and play ball. But you got to do some things to benefit your home.
Your entire family?
Yeah, you got to get out there and cut grass, and you got to do different things, paint this and all that.
So what about church? I mean, what you tell him about him and his family and the church?
Well, Sunday, go to church.
Go to church?
And if you have any, might have a Bible study or something.
During the week?
Yeah,
And
go on to that too. Yeah, whatever they do for the church, you're supposed to back them up.
there you go.
That's what what it is. That, like I say, they have maybe something you don't know about, and you don't come home. Maybe you're working and you come home, and they say, Willie Joe call you and say they're having prayer service. Well, if you can, you go to that prayer service.
Because you believe that church is a very important part of life and living?
It is if you take it in.
If you take it in,
yeah. If you take it in,
They say you can go to church as much as you want. If you don't take it in, it ain't no good.
It ain't no good. We'll let stay at home and watch TV.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, I know you've been married a long time. I know it's at least 60 plus years. But let me ask you, would you marry Miss Gladys all over again?
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, marry all over.
Tell me what you like most about your wife.
Well, there's different things I like about her.
That's what I'm talking about.
If she want to go somewhere, she likes somebody to carry her, or either she'll, she'll tell me, well, I need to go to Sears Roebuck. Well, what I do, I go with her. Because she out on the road, sometimes the devil out there too.
Uh-oh.
I mean, yeah, sometimes the devil out
right about
there. In
that.
other words,
You want to take care of her,
yeah, me and my wife, we could ride all night.
and you'll be fine with that.
And we'll be fine now.
There you
But
go.
if she get out there, got to go maybe that Charlotte to make up to meet her aunt. Well, I need to go with her. And she get somebody to go with her.
So that if something happened, you'll be out there with her.
Yeah, be out there with her.
See, that's what a man supposed to do. Take care of his good thing, huh?
He's supposed, that's what he does. Take care of his wife.
Yes, sir.
I don't think you'll find nothing no better than a wife.
You right.
All right.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's right.
And then when you have a good wife, or when you have a wife, you're supposed to cherish your wife.
Yeah, you're supposed to treat her right and do what you can for her.
But Deacon Nelson, I'm gonna tell you this. I've been knowing you for at least 25 years, and you and your wife have been a great example of how a man and a woman should come together as husband and wife.
Yeah.
All that I've seen, and I'm pretty sure that y'all been an example to a lot of other people, that y'all have shown us how to carry ourselves and how to be a Christian couple.
Well,
So we thank y'all for the dedication that y'all have to each other.
well, we thank you for taking it in.
Yes, sir.
See, you can feed a dog. I just use that word all day long. But if he can't reach what you throw it out there, it ain't no good to him.
Well, I like that. I like that.
I feed my dog.
But you got the chain too tight.
Then the dog trying to get out there to it,
Yeah.
and he can't get out there.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the way it is with life. And that's the way it is with church. Just like you said, you can go to church as much as you want. But until you start to take it in, it ain't going to do you no good.
No good at all.
They say you can go to that building. This could be the church building. And we can preach all we want. But if we don't take it in, and if it don't mean anything to us.
No, you better stay home or go fishing or something. well, that's true. You know, just say you go to church, you hear a good sermon, and you read the Bible and all that. Well, you take it in. Because sometime in that Bible, well, just like there's a part in there, love ye
one
one another.
Yeah. And that's one of the commandments.
Yeah.
I mean, a commandment that he left, that we love you one another.
Yeah, it's supposed to love ye one another. And, well, I used to work for the city, and I worked on different jobs. And sometimes somebody would come that they would say, well, give me something to get a sandwich. I didn't have time to wait till they get ready. And some of the boys said, I throw it. Ain't no. Sometimes they have an extra sandwich and they throw it down in the woods.
Before they gave it to you.
Yeah, see, all man got his own sandwich.
And what the Bible tell you? It said, when you do unto the least of these, you do it unto me. So see that, that's what we're missing now. We don't have any brotherly love anymore, and that's why you see so many crazy things happening in the world. So we just ask that you and your wife and all y'all continue to live like you're living, continue to stay together and continue to be the example to the younger folk on how love and how marriage should be. Yeah. And we just thank all of you for all that you do, and we just glad to have known you.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you brought